Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to look at this standard metagame going into the Arena Championships this weekend. I do want to have a little side note here, this is sort of a winner's metagame. You know, this is taken mostly from 5-0s of leagues, from 4-0 and 3-1s of prelims, which actually there are no standard prelims, so I guess disregard that, and from top 32s of challenges. The Magic Online meta is often a pretty good representation of what you see at very large events, so let's check it out. The most popular deck in Standard by a pretty wide margin is Rakdos Midrange, which makes sense. It won the Pro Tour and has seen success since then. The second most popular deck is the Old Menace of Standard, which is Grixis Midrange, and coming in a very tight third is 4-color Ramp. So let's look at these three decks. Rakdos Midrange is exactly what you would think it is. It is an efficient 1-for-1 midrange deck that gets giant card advantage from Reckoner Bankbuster and from Invoke Despair. All the creatures they play are very efficient, they play great 1-for-1 removal spells, and they eventually get ahead of you with cards and in mana by efficiently answering your cards. Again, this is what won the Pro Tour. It makes sense that this is very popular. Grixis Midrange is really similar to Rakdos Midrange. Grixis Midrange is essentially Rakdos Midrange, but with a couple more, kind of better efficient creatures, like Corpse Appraiser, drawing more cards and being a body. And by playing blue, it has access to counter magic. The big issue is that it has a rougher mana base, and having to play more dual lands and more pain lands in order to successfully have Grixis mana. And the third most popular deck is actually my favorite deck in Standard personally, is 4-color Ramp. It plays ramp cards, it plays removal spells like Ossification and Leyline Binding, and then tops out at Atraxa, sometimes Atali, and Herd Migration, creating 5 3/3s for 7 mana. So that's the overall Standard metagame. So let's look at the winners metagame. There are 2 standard challenges this past weekend. Let's look at the top 8. And to nobody's surprise, each of the top 3 decks are exactly the decks I just talked about. Rakdos Midrange, 4-color Ramp, and Grixis Midrange, each sharing 25% of the winner's metagame. However, notice that, other decks you can win with and other decks are playable, in Orzhov, Selesnya, Mono White, and Mono Red. Though, if you remember, the standard metagame, Soldiers was the 4th most popular deck, put 0 copies in top 8 this past weekend. Just something to think about. If you like quick analysis of metagames like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.